In November 1983, NATO carried out a routine military exercise. No shots were fired, no missiles were launched. But inside the Soviet Union, intelligence officers believed something else was happening. They believed nuclear war had begun. This was Able Archer 83, the war that almost happened by mistake. Between 1979 and 1985, the Cold War entered one of its most dangerous phases since the Cuban Missile Crisis. The Soviet invasion of Afghanistan ended any remaining trust between East and West. In the United States, President Ronald Reagan rejected détente and openly challenged Soviet power, calling the USSR an evil empire. NATO expanded its military posture. New nuclear missiles were scheduled for deployment in Europe, and on both sides, fear replaced communication. By 1983, the world was tense, suspicious, and armed. Able Archer 83 was a NATO command post exercise conducted in November 1983. Its purpose was to simulate the escalation from conventional war to nuclear conflict, including procedures for authorizing a nuclear strike. The exercise lasted 5 days and was coordinated from NATO headquarters in Belgium. Previous Able Archer exercises had been predictable. This one was different. Able Archer 83 introduced unprecedented realism. New encrypted communication systems were used. Periods of radio silence were enforced. And for the first time, heads of government were simulated as participants in nuclear decision-making. To NATO, this was training. To Soviet intelligence, it looked like preparation. 2 years earlier, in May 1981, Soviet leader Leonid Brezhnev and KGB chief Yuri Andropov issued a secret warning. They believed the United States was planning a surprise nuclear first strike. In response, the KGB and GRU launched Operation RYAN, the largest peacetime intelligence operation in Soviet history. Agents across the world were ordered to watch for signs of an imminent nuclear attack, unusual movements, political behavior, or military readiness. By November 1983, that system was already primed for fear. As Able Archer began, Soviet intelligence reports grew alarming. NATO command activity increased, communication patterns changed, and Western forces appeared unusually disciplined and silent. Inside the Warsaw Pact, alarms were raised. Soviet air units in East Germany and Poland were placed on high alert. The Soviet Fourth Air Army began loading nuclear warheads onto combat aircraft. For the first time in years, the Soviet Union prepared for war, not in theory, but in practice. NATO intelligence noticed the unusual Soviet activity. Lieutenant General Leonard Peretz, Deputy Chief of U.S. Intelligence in Europe, faced a critical decision. He could raise NATO's alert status or wait. Raising readiness could confirm Soviet fears. Peretz chose restraint. He advised against escalation, recommending NATO continue the exercise without change. A later top-secret report called this decision fortuitous and credited it with preventing the war scare from becoming real war. Able Archer ended quietly. Soviet forces stood down. No missiles were launched. But the realization was sobering. Neither side had intended war, yet both had come dangerously close, through misunderstanding alone. Able Archer 83 revealed the most dangerous truth of the Cold War. Nuclear war did not require aggression, only fear, silence, and misinterpretation. In a world built on deterrence, the greatest threat was misunderstanding. This was Able Archer 83, a war that existed only in simulations, but nearly became reality.